Okay, good evening. So the next topic will be Anacardium, Anacardium orientally. The common name is Semicarpus anacardium. The family is obviously Anacardiaceae. Belongs to the class 4 of old method of preparation, and in new method it has a drug strength of 1 by 10. Okay, and it's an important family because the group member that it has, the Anacardiaceae family, the most important one is not Anacardium. In a clinical practice, it should be Rustox. Okay. So you have the Rust family, Rust aromatica, Veneta, and Rustox. You also have Mangifera indica in the same family. Okay. So the photo shows an angel and a evil or a demon. Okay. So you have the classical description for Anacardium. So there is two persons, one saying good things and one saying bad things. So there is a conflict or a confusion, or there is various hallucinations in running in this remedy. That is a property of actually Anacardiaceae family. You can, even if you dive into the mentals of Rustox, if you go for Anacardiaceae family characters, then you can see delusion of persecution and all. So that being said, this will be running throughout the remedy. Okay. And what does the emoji shows? So that person is saying some swear words, mean to say curse words, okay, or bad words, whatever you want to say. Okay. So there is a tendency for cursing in this remedy. You have other remedies also having same property, and this is nothing but loss of memory. So Anacardium is one remedy where you have enough forgetfulness. Okay. So these are the things that I wanted to convey through these photos. Sudden loss of memory. Everything seems to be in a dream. Patient is greatly troubled about his forgetfulness, confused, unfit for business. Okay. So there is an acute onset of memory loss. Okay. There is something like an amnesia. Disposed to be malicious, seems bent on wickedness. Okay, so you have this another shade of being malicious. Okay, irresistible desire to curse and swear. The other remedies being lacaninum, lilium and nitric acid. And who wants to be, continually being praying and all is stramonium. Okay, lack of confidence in himself and others. Okay, so you have something you can relate to lycopodium again. You have the physical characters can also be related to lycopodium again. Lack of confidence, feels as though he had two wills, one commanding him to do what other forbids. So imagine the demon is saying that do this. Obviously the demon or the evil will be saying something bad, and obviously the angel will be trying to stop it. This will again come in lilium twig. So lilium twig also has this kind of problem. Lily is a plant part and twig for tiger. Tiger lily is the common name. So tiger is an animal component of the remedy, and lily being the plant, it is more sensitive. It is more little on the moral side, or you can say it is more of sensitive. But when you have an animal inside you, you have the animal instincts that jumps out of you. So there is again a conflict in lilium twig. Same like that you have in Anacardium also. Okay, so you have two people saying opposite things. One is true for one person, but the other person is forbidding that. Okay, so for that person, that is completely against his rules. So the demon, what demon will say will not be obviously not going with the angel. Okay, so that's what I want to say. When walking, is anxious as if somebody were pursuing him, suspects everything around him. So already I said Anacardiaceae family has that trait. Okay, delusion of persecution is there. Okay, he is hypochondriac with hemorrhoids and constipation. So again, in constipation you can think of lycopodium. So that's what I said previously. Strange temper, laughs at serious matter and is serious over laughable things. Okay, so again the problem has this kind of weirdness in this remedy, that what seems to be serious looks funny, and what is funny looks serious. Okay, so it's the problem of perception. It has various illusions, hallucinations, and all. Okay, thinks herself as a demon, curses, swears, sensation as of a hoop or a band around a part. Okay, also seen in cactus, carbolic acid, sulfur, or as of a dull blunt instrument pressing as of a plug in inner parts. Now, what I want you to remember here is sensation as of a plug in inner parts. Please remember anacardium. The other question will be sensation as of ball in inner parts is sepia. Okay. Yeah. Physical gender is not much important. It's easy. Weakness of all the senses. In headache, you have very important symptom headache, better by eating. Seen in Sorina also. Okay, headache when lying down in bed at night, when falling asleep, worse during motion and work. Gastric and nervous headaches of sedentary people like arsenal nitricum, bania, and naxomica. Okay, so you have gastric headaches in anacardium. Okay. See, the person is happy eating, so if the person is having headache and if somebody comes to you and says that maybe it's kind of a fasting headache, or it can be the other way also, that during headache if he eats something and he feels better, so it can be the other way also. Okay. GIT has apt to choke when eating and drinking. So please remember the symptom in cannabis sativa, that things go in the wrong direction or wrong way. So while swallowing it can go to another direction. We expect to go to stomach, it can go and aspirate something. So what I mean to say is, please go refer cannabis sativa also. It gives the exact description of things go in the wrong way. The other remedies here is peppermint and nitric acid, also having a mention here. Swallows the food and drink hastily. Symptoms disappear while eating. Also seen in Caliphos and Sorena. Sorena we already discussed. Okay. Stomach sensation of fasting, all gone. Sensation is there in stomach. Comes only when the stomach is empty, and is better by eating. So is better by eating. You have the remedies like iodine, chelidonium. Okay, and the remedy generally carries this symptom of better during process of digestion. Now the opposite people, aggravation during digestion is seen in Brania as well as Naxomica. Okay, that's what you have to take from here. Anacardium, when you think you have problems, but you are better by eating. Okay, that's what you have to remember here. Great desire for stool, but with the effort, the desire passes away. So imagine somebody is rushing to the toilet. He wants to pass stool. He puts pressure. While putting that pressure, that is the effort part, the desire passes away, and then the evacuation doesn't happen. How it feels? The rectum feels paralyzed with a sensation as if plugged up. So that's what I've said. Sensation of plug in the inner parts is seen in anacardium, whereas sensation of ball in inner parts is seen in sepia. Okay. Yeah. And you also have a comparison with naxomica, where you can see irregular peristaltic movements. Okay. So that is what you can see in naxomica. Here the rectum seems paralyzed with sensation as if plug in it. Okay. What is this? This is the area is palm and it is a wart. So what I need you to remember is skin, warts on palm of the hands. The other remedy is natramute. Okay. Now I need you to read Ruta and also see that there is warts on palm of the hands. Okay, and the description as if it is given, it looks like even the natrum carb also has warts in palm of the hand. But the main thing that you have to remember about natrum carb is soreness to touch. Okay. So warts, if it is sore on touch, there is soreness, then that is natrum carb that you should be thinking upon. Okay. So the comparisons that you can see here is large, smooth. This is the description of the wart. Large, smooth warts at the back of hands. So back of the hands. So that is the dorsal part. Okay, this is palmar and this is the dorsal aspect. So back of the hands and fingers. The remedy is Dulcamra as well as Thuja. Now why Thuja is having a question mark is because I can't find anywhere that Thuja is having warts on hands and fingers, at least not in keynotes and boric. So it might be speaking about the description of the character. The large smooth part can be true for Thuja, but I am not giving the 100% guarantee for warts on back of hands. That should be 100% for Dulcamra, but I really doubt whether Thuja is also having warts at back of the hands and fingers. Okay, I think you are clear. I want you to understand that. Please refer Dulcamra. You can see having the description back of hands and fingers for Dulcamra, and there is a mention for Thuja in the brackets, but if you go for Thuja and read about Thuja, you can't actually find anywhere describing about the back of hands. Okay, so that's why I have kept a question mark for Thuja. Okay. If you want to speak of hands, okay, just hands, it is Calinure. If you want to say about eyelids, nose, face, warts on eyelids, nose and face, it is Causticum. Bleeding warts, you can think again of Causticum and nitric acid. Sore to touch, we already discussed, it is natrum carb. Fig warts, dry, pedunculated, Staph aureus. Okay, fig warts, dry, pedunculated is Staph aureus. Abuse of mercury, you can see warts in patients after abuse of mercury, that is nitric acid, Sabina, Staph aureus and Thuja. Again, Sabina also have fig warts with intense itching. Sabina and Thuja are coming under the same family, Coniferae. So that also have fig warts with intense itching, that is for Sabina. And one of the famous, very frequently asked question, warts on prepuce, that is Cinnabaris. Okay, another mercurial preparation. Okay, so that is Cinnabaris. Modalities, aggravation, hot water application. Now Rustox, I think it will be better. Yeah, it also has better by heat. I think Rustox is having better by heat, as what I remember. Rustox is a chilly remedy, what I remember, and it should be better by heat. But here, even though in the same family, I think Anacardium is having aggravation from hot water application. Amelioration from eating, we already discussed that, and from rubbing and lying on side. Okay. Few points from boric, coryza with palpitation, especially in the aged people. Spells of sleeplessness lasting for several nights, and you also have lichen planus. So it's a remedy that you have to have a little more understanding on the mental part, because lichen planus kind of conditions when mentioned in Anacardium speaks on the depth of their. Okay. Ken says a demon sits on one shoulder and the angel on the other. He thinks he is double, dwells on thoughts about salvation, illusion of smell, burning timber, and pigeons dung. Relations, you have comparison with all the family. Symptoms are prone to go from right to left, okay, like that of Lycopodium. So the other should be left to right, Colchicum, Caninum, Lachesis, Sabardilla, follows well after Lycopodium and Pulsatilla, follows and is followed by Plasma. Okay. Going to the questions, the wrongly matched pair, pedunculated bleeding warts, Causticum true, warts on back of the hands, Natramute, that is wrong. Okay, that is Anacardium. Okay, thank you. And then you have what's sore pain, I think. Yeah, that's true. What's sore pain smooth on palms, that is rota, that's true. Pedunculated warts after abuse of mercury, that is staphysagria, that is also true. Okay. So the wrong option here, the wrongly matched pair is option B. Back of the hands, it is dulcamera. If it is in the palms, you have to think of anatomia as well as anacardium. Okay. Wrong statement here. Many will desire to cut and tear everything. Later on, it's true. Desire to bite, spit, strike, tear things, hyosomus, that is wrong. Okay, that is wrong. Irresistible desire to swear and curse, anacardium, liliumtic, nitric acid, true. Attacks of rage, cursing, swearing as slightest provocation, that is Lacan and liliumtic, that is also true. Okay, so here also the wrong statement should be about hyosomus. Okay, yeah. It is about belladonna. What is written is about belladonna. Yeah, that's all I think.